Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the weekly project meeting. I'm your host, Asa Dotzler. We've got a great set of updates coming to you from across the Mozilla project. We open this morning with our calendar for the week. Wednesday, November 27th, we have another edition of the Homebrew Website Club, which is a growing worldwide network of meetups for everyone who wants to take back their web experience from the social media silos and own their online identities, content, and interactions. That is happening at 1730 to 1930 GMT in Nottingham, and there is a link with details and RSVP in the wiki. We also have coming up next week, Saturday and Sunday, December 7th and 8th, Indie Web Camp San Francisco. Indie Web Camp San Francisco is an all-levels bar camp-like collaboration hosted at the Mozilla San Francisco office for 2 days, that's Saturday and Sunday, of roundtable sessions, brainstorming, creating, teaching, and a hackathon to help us all take back our data and lives on the web. Details and tickets available. A link is included in the calendar section of the wiki, and if you've got any questions, you can reach out to Tontek on Slack. As is normal, we also have in the wiki a list of later events and available tickets, various DevRel complimentary tickets for sponsored events, as well as a list of Mozilla-sponsored developer events that are coming up beyond next week. So if you've got an interest in any of those, please take a look at the wiki. And with that, we move on to our speakers section. And we open this week with Andrew Krug, IT staff security engineer with the Weekly Minute.
It's time for the Weekly Minute Update, where we tell you all the things IT is doing to empower Mozillians in their mission to keep the web a global public resource, open and accessible to all. 4 updates this week. First update from the Financial Strategy team. The announcement has been sent that new budget tools and helping materials are available to folks in financial planner roles. Upcoming, there will be a series of workshops where planning and analysis partners will be available to help out with specific budget scenarios. This means that we're getting closer to one budget tool to use across the board and a unified planning cycle. Second, from the Data and Analytics team. They're using machine learning to partner mentors with learners using a new algorithm across Mozilla. It will take into account skills, time zone, and availability as a means of making recommendations. That platform will launch in Q1 2020. Next, still from Data and Analytics, they are having technical presentations next week and training workshops on the new cloud data platform. If interested in attending, please contact Sumit Das or check out the recorded content here. Finally, from AV Ops, in Zoom news, the Mountain View office is officially free of the Zoom Lady and video. All 55 conference rooms are 100% Zoom. In addition to saving 1 minute to join a call, the meeting experience for in-room and remote staff will benefit from an improved line of audio and video services. A special thanks to WPR for their efforts around optimizing room furniture and helping us coordinate the donation to charity of more than 50 legacy AV devices, totaling roughly 800 pounds of e-waste saved. Globally, 5 offices and 162 out of 227 conference rooms are now fully operating under Zoom's room software. Up next for 2019, the team will convert 5 rooms in Taipei and finalize the room design for Berlin and London, slated for Q1 2020. More information on the Zoom transition is available here. And with that, that's the minute. I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Andrew. Next up, we have the weekly Firefox update. Let's see what we've got for you all. Firefox 70.0.1 is our current stable release. Firefox 71 is in the beta channel and ships to our stable release next Tuesday, December 3rd. We're building the release candidates today, so unless something unexpected surfaces, we're basically wrapped up for this one. Firefox 72 is in the nightly channel, and that ships to our stable release on January 7th. This Friday, November 29th, is string freeze for Firefox 72, and the betas begin next week. So if you've got changes that require string changes, you need to get those landed this week at the latest. Over the last week, there have been about 370 bug fixes landed in nightly, including these notable ones. A Linux-only regression, but a pretty painful one, was fixed. When you launched nightly and tried to click around your tabs, nothing happened. You basically had a frozen browser on your initial tab. That was fixed. Picture-in-Picture has been ready to ride the trains for Mac and Linux. This will bring Mac and Linux support up to par with Windows, a version or two behind. Fingerprint blocking has been turned on within the standard ETP settings. So now, in addition to social tracking protection and blocking third-party resources, tracking resources, fingerprinters will be blocked with standard enhanced tracking protection settings. Firefox now surfaces an enable-disable button in the theme cards and from the meatball menu in the add-ons manager. We now require a user gesture for the Get Display Media feature. Remote settings block list has been enabled, and Gecko View now has support for Page Actions Extensions API. The extension API for Gecko View for our next generation Phoenix browser and other projects is increasingly getting its extension API surface built out. The remote data decoder has been enabled for Vorbis, Wave, and Opus files on Windows, formats on Windows. Gecko now supports the individual CSS transform properties translate, rotate, and scale. Gecko also now supports motion paths, which allows authors to animate elements along an author-specified path. And last but not least, the letter spacing and word spacing CSS properties in Gecko now work on SVG text, a long outstanding bug. And with that, we wrap up our Firefox update for the week, and we turn to Till for an Emerging Technologies weekly update. Till, take it away.
Thank you. So for this week, or last week rather, we launched or soft launched a new Mozilla developer portal that's under developer.mozilla.com. The goal is to provide a central place for where developers can see everything Mozilla has to offer them and easily get to it. The content pointed to includes Firefox for developers, MDN documentation, and developer-facing content across Mozilla. And we'll be measuring the impact this launch has and the ongoing upkeep of the website has through reach, i.e. traffic, and engagement, the number of pages people browse to, the time they spend on the site, and clicks to additional content. Plans for 2020 include expanded content hosting, such as moving the Hex blog to the portal, and video hosting to offer an alternative to YouTube. Also, there will be premium content and videos. In other news, there's no more waiting to be done for async await. In the recent Rust 1.39.0 release, async await syntax hits stable Rust. This work has been a long time in development, and we are really very proud of the end result, and support for asynchronous I/O is expected to be an increasingly important part of Rust's story. While this first release of async await is a momentous event, and I actually really do think it is because it's a huge deal for the Rust language, it's also only the beginning. The current support for async await marks a kind of minimum viable product, or MVP. We expect to be polishing, improving, and extending it for some time. To get involved in that work, check out the Async Foundation's working group. If nothing else, you can help us by filing bugs about polish issues or by nominating those bugs that are bothering you the most to help direct our efforts. Many thanks are due to the people who made async await a reality. And our final news item from ET is about tech speakers in 2020. The 2020 tech speaker application period has opened. Tech speakers are voluntary speakers with varying ranges of public speaking experience who give technical talks and workshops worldwide on topics aligned with Mozilla products and technologies. We are specifically concentrating on increasing regional representation in Asia, Mandarin speakers in particular, and growing women and non-binary speakers. Please encourage anyone interested to apply, and the link is in the notes here. So, thank you.
Thank you for that update, Till. Going to do a quick refresh to see if any other speakers have come on the list, and it doesn't look like it. So with that, we move to our closing section and welcomes. We're going to say hi to some new Mozillians starting in Toronto. Garvin, I think you're up first.
Hi, I'd like to introduce Nishant Bastine. Nishant is an engineer on the Firefox iOS team and will be working with us here in the Toronto office. Thanks.
Welcome, Nishant. And I believe Kim is next.
Hi, I manage the engineering workflow team, and we have Zaid Zabani joining us today. He'll be working on HG and Bugzilla and Lando and Fabricator and making all the tools more awesome for developers. So please welcome him.
Wonderful. Welcome, Zaid.
And just one other person could come up. We also have Mitch Henches joining our team. He actually already works at Mozilla, but I thought I would introduce that he's joining our team. So.
Welcome. And next from Toronto as well, Vicky has an introduction.
Hi, I'm Vicky. I manage the Firefox performance teams, and I'd like to introduce Mark Leclerc. He joins the Patricia Lawless's performance engineering team, and he will be focused primarily on Android performance. Welcome, Mark.
Welcome, Mark. Last but not least, Sean has an introduction.
Hi, I'm Sean. I manage the layout team. I'd like to introduce Eric Norden. He's a new engineer on platform layout, and he'll be primarily focusing on the style system and new CSS features. So welcome, Eric.
Welcome, Eric. One final refresh to see if anyone has come on the list for introductions. It doesn't look like it, so we are all wrapped up for the week. We will see you at the same time, same place next week. Have a great week. Until then, keep on rocking the free web.